Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It is me, your girl BrittReacts, and well, she's done it again. Shoe0nHead just dropped another video, and we are about to check it out. This one is entitled, How Did We Get Here?
You are now tuned into BrittReacts.
It is a question I ask myself often, Shoe. Way too often. Oh, I thought I pressed play. Let's try that again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to inform you that the rumors are indeed true. The Democrats have struck back. In the New Jersey governor's race, the Democrat won. In the Virginia governor's race, the Democrat won. And in the New York City race, Democratic socialist Zohran Mamdani defeated Andrew Cuomo to become the next mayor of America's largest city. But the question on everyone's mind is, was it just a fluke? Just easy wins in blue cities and states? Or is there something more to this? Is this a sign of things to come? Is the Democratic Party finally turning their losing streak around? Are they actually listening to the people now? Did they finally learn their lesson? No. Thanks for watching. My last three videos about electoral politics were warning the Democratic Party that young men were moving right because the party f***ing sucks and was becoming the young men eat sh- and die movement, spanking the Democratic Party for losing because they elected one of the most unlikable shittiest candidates while offering absolutely nothing to voters, and defending the voters from the wrath of a bunch of liberal streamer man-children calling the voters stupid and evil for daring not to vote for Hillary Clinton and brownface. But the thesis for all three of those videos was basically
She just said Hillary Clinton and brown face. Let me tell you something right now. Either my girl had a jumbo monster energy drink on ice before she filmed this, or something else. Because between the censoring she just had to do on herself, the bleeping, well, I guess there was no bleeping, but she was like, you know, editing out her cursing, and the brown facing girl. All right, I wasn't honestly 100% sure what this one was about based on the title, but then I looked at the thumbnail and I like kind of could have guessed, but I wasn't really sure. Listen guys, I'm gonna be very transparent with you. I have unplugged from the news and politics for a few reasons, specifically here on my channel. In real life, I'm keeping up, but I'm not as well versed as I think at one point headed toward. And I said this in a video not so long ago, that I just do not want my channel or my community to be a place of division, divisiveness, and ugliness. And unfortunately, when you talk about politics, that's what you get in the comment section. And I just want to be a light in my little corner of YouTube, okay? So there are so many other reactors and so many other YouTubers, streamers that will talk about this stuff with you guys and are super well-versed and educated on it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've taken a step back. It just isn't the type of content creator that I want to be. I'm happy to react to my friends here on YouTube that do it and to stay informed, but I just don't think that I was being true to myself to even try to dig deep into politics. I enjoyed learning, but I did enjoy the ugliness that came with it, and that began to outweigh it. And some of you will crash out and burn in my comments about the fact that I need to pick a side and I am being a coward for not talking about it, but to each his own. And I'd love for you to send me a link to your successful YouTube channel where I can watch that content.
daring not to vote for Hillary Clinton and brownface. But the thesis for all three of those videos was basically the same. As the right embraces working class populism, the Democratic Party and the left will continue to fade into irrelevancy. But as I also predicted in those last videos, there might be an eventual pendulum swing, and it might be happening much sooner than I predicted. Like, how did we go from Republicans winning the popular vote, in part thanks to a lot of the young people voting, to a bunch of data showing those same young people dropping their support for the GOP already? But the interesting thing is, those young people don't seem to be moving to the Democratic Party either. Where are they going? And do the Democrats have a plan to scoop these people up? Yes, they do, and they called it, I'm not kidding, Deciding to win. Deciding to win, as if the whole time they have just been simply deciding to lose. It was a choice, guys. They changed their mind and they want to win now. In this video, I will talk about why I think Zohran Mamdani won. We will go through the Democrat Party's plan to decide to...
I get what they were trying to do there. I get what they were trying to do, but it's so much easier to do what Shoe did with that title. But I think what they're saying is like, it feels, I don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, like they're almost like admitting to the fact that they were not doing what was best for the people, and now they're deciding to do what's right, a la win. I don't know, I could be wrong. Toward a common sense renewal of that's why I feel like that's what they mean, because like the word renewal means that they realize they messed up, and so they got to renew some things, right? I don't know. That's interesting. Is it a book? Principal author, co-authors? Oh, God.
About why I think Zohran Mamdani won. We will go through the Democrat Party's plan to decide to win. We will briefly talk about the rise of the political commentator Nick Fuentes, the MAGA civil war, and what I like to call the inevitable rise of Shuselism. If that sounds interesting, stick around. If it doesn't, you can leave. It's not like I'll miss you or anything.
Right.
Baka. I know a lot of you are not very interested in politics. You come here for the fun Reddit slop, the men versus women content. Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, politics kind of seeps into your lives whether you want it to or not. So you might as well be entertained when you hear about it and have some fun with it when you can. And I just so happen to have the perfect app for that. So before we get into this political deep dive, let's quickly...
Okay, I'm gonna let her go through her ground news. We watched her ground news ad. I said nude. Oop. I didn't mean that, Shoe. Anyway, we've watched it. I'll leave it up. I'll let it run. You'll get her QR code. Yada, yada, yada. This is interesting. She said we're going to talk about Nick Fuentes, who I have not reacted to. Honestly, I have a hard time finding his videos on YouTube. But again, I also feel like that is the precipice of divisive, like just rage baity, clickbaity, race baity content, and I just want nothing to do with it. I don't know anything about that young man. I'm leaving that alone. She said the MAGA civil war, which it does feel like MAGA has now been cracked in half, and maybe that's why we're starting to see the decline of it, is because it was this united front and now it's not. Like, didn't Marjorie Greene just say she was stepping down? And then what was the other thing? I don't know what Shuselism is. But this is interesting to me. This is interesting. And I agree. I do think that, like, if we're going to talk politics, let's do it in a light, entertaining, fun kind of way. And I do think Shoe does a really phenomenal job with that. All right.
I have been using Ground News since 2021 because it is just a great and fun way to keep up with the news. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code here on screen, or use the link in the video description down below. It's only like $5 a month, which is basically the price of like a coffee. You can also gift a subscription to somebody.
Where are you buying
Just select
coffees,
the Vantage
girl? That's
subscription,
cheap.
add a customized gift message, and Ground News will send it straight to their inbox where they can activate it. The perfect Christmas present for your out-of-touch uncle who gets all his news from Facebook. So thank you, Ground News, for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right? Now, let's get back to the video. For those of you familiar with the Shoe0nHead channel, you know I've harshly criticized the Democratic Party for all my career. Some say too harshly. Frankly, I don't care. And some say I'm not harsh enough on the Republicans. First of all, true, but let's be honest, that's not why you come here. You go to Kyle Kulinski for that, just like you go to Destiny to see opinions you can hear on CNN, or to Hassan for dog training tips. You come here to hear, golly gee willikers, I'm left-wing and the Democrats have gone crazy. That's the shit you're here for. But are the Democrats actually getting their shit together? Or did they simply get lucky in a few blue areas? One of those blue areas being my city, New York, where Democratic Socialist candidate Zohran Mamdani won the election and will become the new mayor. And a lot of people are like really confused about how this happened. And if you're one of those people, you really need to keep watching. If you don't understand why Mamdani won, I'm sorry to say, but you're kind of like the liberals in 2016 who didn't understand why Trump won. It's actually extremely understandable why Zohran Mamdani won.
I think that was a great way for her to, like, help y'all understand. I apologize for the amount of clearing of my throat that I'm doing, guys. I had a speaking engagement this weekend, and I also filmed a whole season worth of podcast episodes for my podcast with my brother. I will not shamelessly tag it. It is called My Brother's Keeper, and season 2 is going to be phenomenal. But I have been speaking for days on end with no break, and my throat is unwell, so I apologize. But yeah, I just like the way she was able to frame that. Like, if you don't get it, then you're just like those who didn't get it. I like that for whatever reason.
And it's not just because New York is full of commies or whatever. He's objectively the best Democratic candidate that they've had in a very, very long time. Like, I know the bar is in hell there, but he's young, he's energetic, he's charismatic, and people are really tired of the White House doubling as a retirement home. And of course, I like many of his economic policies. I like the universal childcare thing, the transportation, flipping off the Christopher Columbus statue. That's the shit I don't like. Bitch, that's our fucking guy. He was a brave Italian explorer who discovered America, and in this house, Christopher Columbus is a hero. End of story. I've said this many times, but I don't think the good left-wing policies can even exist alongside the bad left-wing policies. Like, I don't know how you can have free transportation but also be soft on crime. Like, I don't know, like, in what world does that work out? You can't have nice, clean, free transportation if a bunch of drug addicts and violent felons are going around stabbing people and setting them on fire. You can't have nice things if you don't have rules to enforce those nice things. You know what I mean? It's always such a breath of fucking fresh air when I go back to visit my family in the suburbs of Long Island and I go to the CVS and the fucking toothpaste is free from their plexiglass prisons. I shouldn't have to wait 10 minutes for some poor wagey to come unlock the cagey so I can buy fucking shampoo. We don't have to live that way.
Poor wagey unlock the cagey. She was on one filming this one, guys. Shoo, you were on one, dog.
Maybe he'll do great. Or maybe he gets into power and immediately cucks to the establishment like some other people. I don't like to talk about it. I just don't know how the hell anyone thought Andrew Cuomo was going to win. He killed a bunch of grandmas during COVID.
As you admitted this week, you personally altered the state health department report to undercount the death total, to hide the death total, and then evaded and lied to these families for 5 years. So
you killed a shit ton of people. Bro, what? Plus, he doesn't even live in New York City
anymore.
He doesn't live in the city he's running to be mayor of.
Right.
Cuomo just kind of expected to win based on name recognition alone and being like, hey, at least I'm not the other guy. Sound familiar? Trump actually offered a vision. Make America great again. Mamdani offered a vision. A New York City you can afford. So people took a chance on him. People wanted something.
There I go. I tell y'all all the time, this new feature that stresses me out on YouTube. I say it once, I say it twice. Trump was able to give the people a vision of a better future. Whether that came true, is coming true, will be true, doesn't matter. He gave hope. Same with, I don't even try to say his name because I butcher it and I don't want to disrespect anybody, but same with this young man. And it was a united vision. Everyone behind him was united in that vision. And so it was really powerful. But when the vision is not strong and like, it's like a mission statement, right? Or it's like a business knowing exactly what their purpose is, a business mission statement, a business plan. It's like to know exactly what you stand on and you don't waver on it, and people asking your answer is the same, is way more powerful than a party or a people or a business who is kind of like, oh, well, we sell this and we do that and we want to help, but we can't really put a name to that. It'll never win. It'll never win.
New York City you can afford. So people took a chance on him. People wanted something different. Andrew Cuomo, he had no vision or anything. Oh man, I love tuning into a debate about New York City and 80% of it is about another f***ing country.
The first foreign visit by a mayor of New York is always considered significant. Where would you go first?
First visit, I would visit the Holy Land.
I would go to Israel.
I'd make my 4th trip to Israel.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel?
That was the exact moment I knew Zohran was going to win. Bro was just surrounded by NPCs. I love how they're like, where would you go? And Zohran was like, I'm gonna stay here. And instead of being like, no, Zohran, the question was, where would you go? They're like, why wouldn't you go to Israel? Like, that's the answer to the question. Like, that's just the default answer to that question. His win was very much in part a direct response to the affordability crisis that many Americans are facing. So what is the GOP's answer to the affordability crisis? Oh, great news, guys. There is no affordability crisis. It doesn't exist. It's all in your head, silly. Need to save money? Simply don't buy your grandmother a Christmas present this year.
Budget. You need a plan. Also remember, adults don't need gifts, okay? Focus on the people in your life who are age 3 to 18. Grandma doesn't need slippers. If they don't live by you, don't get them a gift. Now's not the time to spend and break the banks.
Zohran's win was also basically a direct response to the housing crisis.
She thought she ate that up, as the kids like to say. She thought she did something. That was not the flex that she thought it was. America, you're broke. Stop buying your loved ones gifts. Instead of like, here's like healthy ways or alternate ways you can make gifts. Just don't gift anyone anything. Just take the fa la 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 out of the ha la 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 days. Hell to the no. That is. And why did grandma have to catch the stray? Why not Uncle Ray down the street? Why did grandma have to catch the strays? That is crazy she said that.
And break the banks.
Zohran's win was also basically a direct response to the housing crisis in America. So what is the GOP's response to the pie-in-the-sky, commie gobbledygook that Zohran Mamdani is selling? Surely they have a better solution.
Here we go. The White House is floating this idea. Bill Pulte is saying, thanks to President Trump, we can indeed work on the 50-year mortgage, a complete game changer. How does that work in dollars? Here you go. 30-year fixed mortgage right now. You're paying $2,038 a month, principal and interest on a $400,000 home. At the bottom, under 50 years, you'd save a couple $100 a month at $1,822 principal and interest.
What?
That is proposed. Do you like this idea?
I do not.
I'm 37 years old. If I were to go and get a 50-year mortgage, 87. Diabolical. Call the police. That's a crime. Diabolical.
Dollars principal and interest. That is proposed. Do you like this idea?
I do not like this idea.
Not lowering prices, not building more housing. No, just being a good little slave to the bank for 50 years. You might as well be a rentoid forever in this case. Like, at least you don't have to fix your own dishwasher.
Exactly.
You own nothing and
Cut
be
your own
happy.
grass.
Doesn't that sound great, Gen Z?
Exactly.
Vote for us. We'll release the Epstein files and finally drain the swamp. Awesome. Finally, justice. Here it comes, the Epstein Files Phase 1. We got all your favorite E-celebs here. Don't you think that's a little tacky? I mean, like, this is an international child trap. The Epstein Files are on my desk. Oh, that's great. That's what we've been waiting for.
Crash out.
Well?
Crash out.
Oh, they don't exist. Wait, what? Yeah, the Epstein Files don't exist. They're a Democrat hoax. But you just said, hey, what the f***? That's my wallet. Sorry, Israel needs new weapons. Bye.
Sums it up.
What do you want, Democrat? Vote for us. Why? What do you have to offer? Hey, that's my wallet again. What are you people doing? Sorry, Israel needs new weapons.
Sums it up.
Bye. The Epstein files are a
Sums it
really
up.
big deal. This is not a partisan issue. You should absolutely care about an international child trafficking blackmail operation consisting of the most powerful people in the world. And anyone telling you to move on is coping, gaslighting, or in on it.
Yep.
If whatever is in there is so damning.
I agree with that skit that she just acted out and everything she just said after that. And if you don't, sucker, like, y'all are tripping at this point. Y'all are tripping and you're just choosing to be blind. Honest to goodness. You're just choosing to be blind because you are cult following something or someone's movement that you don't want to backtrack on and say, this is dead wrong. This is dead wrong. And if the fact that now this party has divided on this topic and people are waiting and asking for where the files are and the other half are just pretending like they don't know what anyone's talking about and what the big deal is, Call the police. Call the police.
Is coping, gaslighting, or in on it. If whatever is in there is so damning that it is a national security risk, the people deserve to know. Like, I don't know about you, but if we are paying taxes to a bunch of risk.
Let's read that verbatim. House Speaker Johnson says releasing Epstein files without redactions could pose a national security risk.
The people deserve to know. Like, I don't know about you, but if we are paying taxes to a bunch of satanic pedophiles, I would like to know. That is information I would like to know. Like, I already know we're doing that, but I would like some confirmation. Okay, so literally as I am filming this, Trump is saying he is releasing the Epstein files. So I guess they weren't a hoax. I'm gonna be so honest. I have no idea what the is going on, you guys. I'm sure when this video gets posted, there's already going to be more things that have happened. Also, Mike Johnson apparently said they need to make changes to the files to make sure we, quote, don't do permanent damage to the political system. If releasing the Epstein files would do damage to the political edge to
That's insane. That's insane. And what do you mean make changes?
to the political system. If releasing the Epstein files would do damage to the political system, then so be it. Then it deserves to be damaged. It deserves to be destroyed. Just release the files. After all, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Isn't that right, government? But it wasn't just the Epstein files thing that has MAGA feeling a little demoralized lately.
Does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn.
We've talked about this a few.
Who is you? Isn't he you? Isn't he us? What do you mean? No, you don't. Shout out to my cousin, Mr. L. Boyd. He is the one who educated me on this whole H-1B visa. If you follow him, then you would have seen a video that he introduced to me and we reacted to together a little while ago. That is insane for our president to say, we don't have talent here. We need to bring talent in. That's not insane. And go ahead and drop it in the comments below. It's out of context. That's not what he meant. Yada. I also saw, and I didn't see it come out of his mouth. I saw very briefly on social media, so I took it with a grain of salt. But I saw a quote that he said, and perhaps I'm paraphrasing, that smart people didn't vote for him or something like that. Is that true? Or out of context? I'm just wondering. Like, it's all a show. It's all a circus. All of it. The whole thing.
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn.
We've talked about this a few times on this channel, actually very recently in the male loser epidemic video. The no talented Americans thing is a myth pushed on us by corpos and billionaires, so they can hire foreign workers who will work for less money and won't unionize. Worker drones who will work under the coercion of deportation, essentially creating infinite scab labor. Even though there are so many Americans in these fields looking for jobs. But those spoiled Americans will ask for a living wage so they can live in a 600-foot square apartment. How dare they? We can't do that. So import 1 billion immigrants. After all, it's good for business.
Folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States.
If we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business.
Unfortunately, America does feel like nothing but 3 corporations in a trench coat. But America is not a business. America is not a corporation. It is a nation. The contrast of what Trump is saying here compared to how he used to talk is staggering. Republicans embracing populism, at least rhetorically.
How many times I have to tell y'all gotta stop putting your faith and everything you got into any of these politicians, because they will blow whichever way the wind, the trends, and their freaking PR people secretary whatevers are going to tell them to go. None of them stand for anything but self. All of them. And if they don't, eventually they will. Y'all better stop 100% 10 toes downing any of these people. Because they never run and completely, they never fulfill completely what they run on as far as their campaigning is concerned. I said what I said. I said what I said.
Is what gave rise to Donald Trump and fundamentally changed the way Republicans do politics in America. If you go back and watch the debates of Donald Trump in 2016, it's crazy.
We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East. They lied. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
I remember being like, damn, that's not how politicians in general really talked at that time. Like, we would see it from Bernie Sanders and maybe like Ron Paul, but to get up on stage in a Republican debate in front of Republican donors saying that kind of shit was unheard of. Bro was getting booed. Trump won in 2016 by decrying the bloodlust and warmongering of the Republican Party, but also by speaking to the economic woes of the average working class American. Basically saying, I see you, to people who felt like they haven't been seen by either party in a very long time. Like, I saw people in my life.
And I think it mattered too that he is a billionaire, and they were like, you're not one of those billionaires. You see us. I think, in my opinion, I think that was also part of the lure.
Been seen by either party in a very long time. Like, I saw people in my life, my neighbors and stuff, that were all like Obama voters, like just flipped to Trump, and now like all of Long Island. Long Island is like the Florida of the Northeast, bro. It is like Trump country there now. Before Trump. Oh, my nuggies are here. My nuggies are here. 1 second. 1 second. I must go get my nuggies.
I love her because this is, y'all know this is how I do. This is how I film.
34-year-old woman, by the way. Mother, by the way. Before Trump, the Democrats basically relied on talking about how the Republican Party didn't care about the working class. But eventually, the problem for Democrats was the working class didn't care about them. But now it seems like the Republican Party is going back on all of that and becoming the Bush-era neoconservative party again, right as they're winning, embracing freaks like Lindsey Graham.
So I just want to say, I feel good about the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes. Trump is my favorite president. We've run out of bombs. We didn't run out of bombs in World War II.
Republicans, is that what you want your party to be? Lowering taxes and killing people? We tried that already. To many Republicans, the solution to the affordability crisis, wreaking havoc on Americans, is simply trusting the free market, working hard, and if that doesn't work, they bust out all reliable.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing.
I'm so glad she's saying this. I'm so glad she's saying, if you don't like it, then you can leave. That's all you got? That's y'all's favorite cop-out, when you don't agree with someone saying that living here is hard, or living here is not easy, or living here is not fair. So immediately the answer is, you're not wrong, but if you don't like it, you should leave. Some of y'all got to come better than that. And I'm talking to a lot of people that are in my comments with that nonsense. A lot, and maybe not this particular, but like, that is such a cop-out. That's like, you know, you going back and forth with somebody and they drop a your mama joke. It's like, that's all you got? Now you got to come for my mama because you don't have anything else? You should leave. Go back to where you came from. I came from right here in the United States of Americas.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here.
And do you think that a young person who can't afford to live in America can afford to pick up and leave America and go move to a whole other ass country where they don't speak the language? Don't get me fired up. I'm fired up.
I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up. But the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that.
Ah, yes, the classic. Just move. Just move from economic zone 67 to economic zone 69. I don't know, man. Maybe some people actually like where they live. Maybe they want to make their community better. This is like the libertarian version of just deal with it when you talk to leftists about crime. Like, no, we shouldn't just deal with it. We shouldn't just move. Maybe we can make the cities in our country livable and safe. Maybe better things are possible, actually. My husband and I moved away from our families because of his job, and it f***ing sucks. It sucks raising kids without an extended family around. Say hi to grandma on FaceTime. Not
Ooh, as a wife of a Division I basketball player coach, we've moved several times. I don't have no village. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I have created a beautiful village here in Buffalo, but as far as like extended family and things like that, I don't have that, and that sucks.
It sucks raising kids without an extended family around. Say hi to grandma on FaceTime. Not normal, not natural. When I was growing up, it was like aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents were just coming in and out of my house, like bringing over food, like, hey, I got some mancati. I would be babysat by my cousins and my aunts. And because we moved away, my kid won't have that. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's one reason many young people are putting off having children. The complete lack of community, the lack of a village. If you can't afford to live where your family lives, just move to fucking Gary, Indiana, where there's nobody around and no jobs and no family and no friends, but hey, at least you can afford a house there.
And
that's not how life should work, Ben. Maybe take a step back and try to understand. Am I doing bird hands too much? You guys have made me so insecure about the fucking bird hands thing ever since this meme. Okay, listen, I'm a woman, okay? We are programmed to scold children, and when no children are around,
when liberal women brings out this hand, when a liberal woman brings out this hand gesture, just get ready to hear the worst take of your life. Same girl. And I'm certainly not, no. This is a female thing. This is actually a black female thing. Like, and another thing. And let me tell you something else.
we scold people on the internet, okay? Anyway, Nick Fuentes is a far-right commentator and a controversial figure to say the least. But his main topic he covers is Israel, which is an extremely hot topic that many other right-wing commentators seem to not want to touch. And the rare times they do touch it, it's them telling you not to talk about it, questioning why you care so much, or shape-shifting into the woke mob they fought against for so many years, calling you names, calling for you to be censored. What's funny is they didn't care about any of Nick Fuentes' rants on like race or women. They only started caring when his rants on Israel were blowing up. Nick recently did an interview with Tucker Carlson, which completely ignited the MAGA civil war that was brewing on the right for some time now. It got so ridiculous that even Chuck Schumer went on the Senate floor and called for a disavowal of Nick Fuentes. Sir, with all due respect, none. Why do politicians need a resolution in the Senate to disagree with a citizen? Hello, I have gathered you all here today to disavow Hitler Bussy 420.
Y'all literally, and y'all, I'm talking to the politicians, give the exact power to the people you're trying to take it from when you do stuff like that. You're literally shooting yourself in the foot. You just lit a fire under Nick Fuentes and his views and his pockets. Dummies.
People can't afford groceries, Charles. Ben Shapiro, in particular, has spent the last few months extremely confused and angry about Zohran Mamdani and Nick Fuentes becoming popular in the mainstream, all while his numbers continue to drop. I honestly don't think he understands what is happening here, so I am going to explain to you, Ben, what exactly is going on here. The American dream does not exist anymore for most people. Young people followed advice that worked for older generations, and it got them nowhere. Young people are tired of this stale, moldy, old, dead consensus that has dominated American politics for a very long time. The one that dragged us into all these foreign wars and sold us out for some cheap plastic shit from China. Young people are tired of being told to sit down and shut up and pledge allegiance to the free market in a country that seems to not give a shit about them, as well as a foreign country they have absolutely no connection to. For so long, establishment hacks and establishment shills looked at the issues bothering the people and just kind of dismissed them. Can't afford to live where you grew up? Just move. Don't like that the toothpaste is locked behind plexiglass? Just deal with it. Think it's kind of f***ed up how you work 40 hours a week and still can't afford to pay rent? What are you, some kind of communist? You don't like funding a genocide with your tax dollars? What are you, anti-Semitic? If you don't address the issues of the people will gravitate towards those who are addressing those issues. It's not Mamdani's fault he won. it's yours. It's not Nick Fuentes' fault he's popular. It's yours. The tragedy of Ben Shapiro is that—
Bars. That's what I just said. Like, you're literally just igniting these people by trying to censor them. The people want to hear what's going on. They want to hear it in truth and transparency. And y'all are just busy trying to cover stuff up.
He led a life worshiping the free market, only to lose in the free marketplace of ideas. Now, with all this neocon rhetoric coming out of the GOP, are the Democrats going to pick up the populist ball that they are fumbling? Are they actually going to get their shit together? Well, they are trying, because they have written an article called Deciding to Win, where after interviewing over 300,000 American voters from both parties, they may have finally discovered the secret to winning.
To give ourselves the best chance to win, we recommend the following changes to our approach. Democrats need to: 1. Focus our messaging on an economic program centered on lowering costs, growing the economy, creating jobs, and expanding the social safety.
A college student wrote this. This sounds like a college paper. Anyone could have just figured this out for the Democrats. Are you kidding me? Y'all didn't realize you needed to freaking find a platform, a vision, and give it to the people that gave them what they've been begging for? Affordability, a soaring economy, jobs, and safety. My 10-year-old wrote this.
2. Advocate for popular economic policies. Moderate our positions where our agenda is unpopular, including on issues like immigration, public safety, energy production, and some identity and cultural issues.
So basically, it took you guys 10 years, millions of dollars, and dozens of Microsoft team meetings to come to the conclusion that everyone has been saying forever. You wasted a decade worshiping at the altar of mentally ill Karens, and now you're acting like, hey, what if we were normal is a groundbreaking political discovery. You. I could have told you all this for free. It is a bad sign that it took you over a decade to come to the same conclusion that my audience has come to like a decade ago. And they're all retarded. Please reflect on this, I beg of you. Also, what do you mean you had unpopular positions on public safety? Like, why would you even say that out loud? Yeah, let's vote for the party that admits it was wrong about the issue of crackheads shanking people in the street. I love this quote from Nancy Pelosi, randomly shoved in here.
Winning an election is a decision. You make a decision to win, and then you make every decision in favor of winning.
How deep! How thought-provoking! Thank you, Nancy. What would we do without you? Probably win an election.
Democrats have changed our focus. In comparison with the Democratic Party of 2012, today's Democratic Party is more focused on issues like climate change, democracy, abortion, and identity and cultural concerns, and less focused on the economy and middle class. The table below shows this shift. Through an analysis of the prevalence of selected words in the 2024 Democratic Party platform, in comparison with the 2012 Democratic Party platform.
This whole study is really interesting, but I need you guys to see this chart, because when I first saw this, the scream I screamed. So Democrats since 2012 have—
I'm sorry, I need to understand. Change in frequency per 1,000 words of select terms in white line. What am I looking at? There's no way I'm understanding this properly. Shoe, break it down.
The scream I screamed. So Democrats since 2012 have increased their rhetoric on race by, sit down, 1,137%. On the gays, 1,044%. Their rhetoric on men has decreased by 51%. It is now negative 51%. On fathers, negative 100%. They just stopped talking about that shit. Veterans, negative 31. F them. The economy, negative 51, because nobody cares about that, right? The middle class, 79%, but I guess you can't really talk about something that is disappearing. And jobs, negative 47%. It somehow gets worse. Apparently, voters trust Republicans more on the most important issues to them, and trust Democrats the most on the least important issues to them. Like, they literally care the least about LGBT, but trust Democrats the most with it. The most popular Democratic policies among voters are things like lowering drug prices, banning stock.
The Democrats published this? Am I understanding this right? The Democrats put this out? and thought this, again, this is not the flex you think it is, Pookie. Pookie, come here, Pookie. This ain't the flex you thought it was.
Stock trading, expanding Medicare, and raising the minimum wage. While the most unpopular Democratic policies are things like abolishing the police, providing free healthcare to illegal immigrants, and affirmative action. You're telling me this for the first time. Democrats, here is some advice for free. You can't just be MAGA light. Why would people drink Mr. Pibb when Dr. Pepper is right there? You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring something different, something better to the table. And that difference should be working class focused economic populism. I don't just want 2 neocon parties, okay? But all of this is pointless when it's clear the Dems are not changing at all. They're just gonna change their messaging. They're putting pretty wrapping paper.
Yeah, they're just shedding their skin. Still an iguana, honey. Still a snake. Just new skin, babe.
Dems are not changing at all. They're just gonna change their messaging. They're putting pretty wrapping paper and a bow on a big fat smelly turd. There is a chance that the Democrats may win based entirely on Orange Man bad again, which means they might get into office by learning absolutely nothing. Again. Then the voters will go, oh my god, nothing has changed, and then they'll vote for a Republican. American politics is just a revolving door of villains, isn't it? Rest assured, whoever wins, we lose. If you're actually gonna do this shit, if you're actually gonna do what you're saying in this little article, you better be going whole hog, not just a tip. I'm talking embracing Shuselism.
Here we go. She's breaking it down for us.
For many years, I have been smeared as many things. Grifter, flip-flopper, fence-sitter, racist, sexist, homophobic, but I am not a grifter, flip-flopper.
Let me ask y'all a question. I've never been called any of these things, but there are people, and people in my personal life, who will be upset that I have the view of all sides, and I can call out what's right and call out what's wrong, and neither of those things means that I'm on either of those sides. Isn't that how life is supposed to work? Aren't we supposed to understand everything around us and not just understand and agree with one side all of the time? I sympathize with her because I feel like she is brave enough to continue to get on the internet and bash everybody. No one is catching a break here. But because she does that, she is all of these negative things. I just don't understand it. Nothing in politics is exclusive. It's actually all non-exclusive. And nothing in politics is finite. Like it is always ever changing. We are always ever changing. Our society is always ever changing. So if you die on the hill of a political party, you mean to tell me that political party's been right every single time since the dawn of time? Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And if you believe that, then you are part of the problem. If you cannot call out your friends, your family, your husband, your children for when they do something wrong and still love them, that's weird, right? It's the same thing about a political party. If you cannot call them out for the things that they're doing wrong and expect them to do better and still, I guess, support that, something is wrong. Support is not complacency, whatever the word is. You better wake up and pay attention. You better wake up and pay attention.
Or a fence sitter. I'm simply living in 2055. You see, America has been a hyper-capitalist, economically center-right, socially center-left country since about the mid-century. And I know libertarians in my audience are going to be like, it's not capitalism, it's cronyism. Okay, whatever the you want to call it, it sucks, okay? So what if instead, and hear me out, what if instead we were a more people-focused, community-focused, working-class-focused, economically left, socially right country? All the data shows more people fall into that quadrant, the populist quadrant, the Shuselis quadrant, if you will, than the current system we are in today. If a Shuselis party existed, it would be incredibly popular, but it doesn't exist. And that's probably by design, honestly. The Social Democrat Party of Denmark has passed many progressive policies that liberals in America would only dream of. Protection from rent hikes, free college and healthcare, carbon taxes, and a very strong welfare system. But The Social Democrat Party also believes in a strict immigration policy. They believe that if immigration is too fast or chaotic, it puts pressure on working class communities, weakens social unity, and makes it harder to maintain their strong welfare system. Wow, what a f***ing grifter Denmark is. I feel like so many people nowadays are like terminally left-right brain to the point where like they look at issues and instead of being like, that solution makes sense to me. I believe that. I agree with that. They instead go, that's the left-wing solution. Therefore, I will believe.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it.
I agree with that. They instead go, that's the left-wing solution. Therefore, I will believe in that. And it's so stupid and hyper-partisan and makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's why I think like a lot of left-right brain hyper-partisan people don't understand me or people like me. That's why they call me a centrist or fence-sitter or flip-flopper or whatever. And it's like, no, I'm not a fence-sitter. I have many strong opinions. You just don't like them. And no, I'm not a flip-flopper just because you don't understand the concept of having opinions that don't perfectly fall on the arbitrary, always changing left-right axis.
Not me knowing what I'm talking about. Ever changing. Ever changing.
That is American circus politics. There's nothing incoherent about my beliefs on paper. None of them contradict one another. I don't understand. She likes free healthcare but doesn't want to chemically castrate children? She believes in workers' rights but wants a stricter border? I don't get it. Like, where is the contradiction? I'm basically just Bernie Sanders before he got his spine surgically removed by the DNC. In conclusion, MAGA and the Republican Party embracing populism is what made them so popular in the first place. But if the Republican Party's answer to all these issues young people are having is, F you, just move, you're not talented, maybe you'll own a home when you're 70 years old, they're doomed. Like they had a small brief fling with populism and ghosted it, just pumped and dumped. Like a fat whore they're ashamed of and won't bring out on dates in public.
As I'm editing this, Trump and Mamdani had a meeting together and it was very interesting.
We were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes and people had no idea. When he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me. And I felt very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying that. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. We agree on a lot more than I would have thought.
I'm sorry, this is my new favorite problematic Yowie ship. They love each other. Maybe it's not over, folks. Maybe the power of friendship and populism will save us all.
Listen, I want my kids to grow up in a safe and affordable world where they can get jobs and they can start a family and then they can have the same for their kids. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's what most people want, left and right. They just have different ideas on how to get there. It just so happens my ideas happen to be the correct ones. And if you disagree with them, you will be sent to the re-education camp. Do you want one? Do you want a nuggie? Pledge your allegiance to Shuselism and you get a nuggie. So that was that little video. If you liked it, please subscribe for more. And if you want to help support the channel, donate to my Patreon, link down below. All patrons get every single video uncensored a day early. If you can't or don't want to support me on Patreon,
don't.
That's fine. I don't care. I didn't want you to anyway. Baka. Okay, I will see you guys soon with a fun slop video just in time for Christmas. Bye!
I love it. She always, like, she alternates. One will be really heavily serious and political, and then the next one she's like, it'll be trash. I said all I need to say. This is 50 minutes long, so yeah, just go. Don't act up in my comments and go and have the day you deserve.